guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy. So I saw this video on TikTok and I felt like I should come here, let's analyze it. So it is by this Nigerian preacher, right? It's a female preacher who is talking about marriage. So I'm going to be doing a lot of this series where I come up with videos and then we analyze it. So if you've not seen my previous video, I'm going to be linking it in the description of this video. Make sure you see that video, then it will give you better context as to why I am doing this video. So let's get into it.
If a woman has a son, or let's say a son who is going wayward, the boy is misbehaving, he's drinking, he's acting funny, carrying girls and all that, the mother is ready to pray until kingdom come for that boy to change. Am I right? She's ready to fast, she's ready to pray. But many times, when it's a husband that is caught up in that, say, I don't tire, I will not be here and take it. You know why we talk like that? Because we don't even understand that your covenant with your husband is way deeper than whatever affiliation you have to your son.
There's another video of another male preacher who also said if you have a cheating husband and you come and nag him and be like, oh, you are a serial cheat, he said you are part of the problem. You should prophesy righteousness into the man. So you can tell him, oh, I know what you did is bad, but I am the righteousness. You are the righteousness of God. You are the holiness of God, or something like that, that you should prophesy righteousness into that man. And here is what troubles me. Can you guys see that within religion, marriage takes away? Dear woman, your emotions are valid. Your anger, your pain is valid. Your anger is valid. Your emotions are valid. If they were not hurt, you would not feel that way. So when you feel a certain way, cater to yourself. It is not your responsibility to put a cheating man in check. That man is an autonomous being, and whatever he did out of his own will. It is not a force that forced him into doing those things. When he cheats voluntarily. It is something he did out of his own will. He was exercising his own autonomy. Do not lose your own humanity and autonomy because a man cheated. Do not lose your humanity and autonomy because a man cheated. Feel your pain, experience your pain. If you want to forgive him, that's totally on you. But if you want to divorce him, that is also totally fine. There is nothing wrong about divorcing a man who cheated on you. There is absolutely nothing wrong about it. If a man abuses you emotionally, physically, there is nothing wrong with divorcing him. A cheating man is an emotionally abusive man. And that is also a man who puts your life in danger, your health in danger. The person is literally risking your life and risking your health. It is okay for you to leave if you do want to leave. And if you want to forgive him, that's fine. Well, you can walk through it. You can forgive him if it is your choice. But do not lose your humanity and your autonomy because you're trying to keep a man who cannot keep himself. The ability, it takes away humanity from women. Like, they treat women as as though they are not humans. Let me just say, they don't care about your emotions as a woman. Religion does not prioritize you as a woman, neither does it prioritize your emotions as a woman. And they shame women so bad for being emotional while they massage the emotions of men and they please men's emotions. They take men's emotions very seriously, right? Because this person is not even these people did not try to address a man cheating as though it was something he did out of emotions, right? So they can always come up with reasons to blame the woman for a man's cheating behavior, but they never ever look at the impact of a man's behavior on women and say this could have affected her emotionally in a negative way. Because within religion, women are not seen as the main character. Women are not a priority, right? So even in your own life as a woman, you are not the main character. That is why religion automatically takes away autonomy from women. And this is really sick. I find this video troubling. I find this message troubling to my stomach. The reason is this woman said women pray for their boys when the boy is sleeping around with girls, he's doing these things. Women can pray and do whatever it takes to make sure that the boy stops that character. But when it's their husbands, they don't do that. And she said the covenant you share with your husband is higher than the covenant you share with your son. I even have a problem with that word covenant, but that is conversation for another day. This woman is literally telling you that your husband outstands your son in your life. A child is somebody who did not consent to you giving birth to them. It is a parent's responsibility to ensure that they raise sane children into society. It is a parent's responsibility to ensure that their children are okay, their children are safe, their children are at a mental right standing position mentally. Your child is your responsibility. Your husband is an adult who is not your responsibility. Your husband is your partner. The only reason you're responsible for your husband at any point is in case something happens to him. You're like his most closest family member, even lawfully, right? But to sit women down within these congregations and tell them that a son living a wayward life and a husband living a wayward life, you should choose to do the prayer and everything. You are supposed to train your children. You are not supposed to train your husband. The fact that we infantilize men is just crazy to me, right? The same men where within religious circles, they tell you that these men are your heads, they are your leaders, you should be submissive to them. But somehow these men cannot, they don't have control over themselves, but you should, these are people who cannot control themselves, they cannot lead themselves, they cannot guide themselves, they cannot make decisions to do the right things, they cannot think for themselves. But you should be doing all the thinking and guidance and prayer and all these things. But at the same time, you should be submissive to them and let them lead. Somebody who does not have control over their own sexual urges, who does not have control over themselves, who we infantilize men, but women are supposed to be subordinate to people who they infantilize. Like, it does not make sense. And this thing that she said, the covenant that you share with your son, with your husband, outweighs the covenant that you share with your son. I don't believe that. I personally feel like that's a lie, because the relationship, people want to, we like to overestimate what marriage is, right? We hyper analyze what marriage is. So that's why you have people saying, oh, the covenant you have with your husband outweighs the one you have with your son. With your child, it's a forever deal. As long as they are your child, I understand that lawfully when it gets to a certain age, they can move out, they can have their own families, but that does not mean they stop to be your child, right? If not that they have their own families, if anything happens, they are going to call you. But for marriage, there is provision for divorce to even separate you and that person. There is no covenant outside of the covenant of agreement that both of you have. The day that covenant of agreement is broken, that marriage ceases to exist. The person ceases to be a part of your life. He ceases to be a part of your family, in fact. Even though you guys can have children together, they are no longer your family when that covenant of agreement is being dissolved. So there is nothing special or magnificent about the covenant you have with your husband that outweighs the one that you have with your child. Marriage is a social construct, you guys. It is not a spiritual thing. Get this and know peace. Get this information into your head and know peace. Marriage is just a decision that you made. Having a child is a decision, but it is a permanent decision. Having a husband is not necessarily a permanent decision. It is a permanent decision as long as you decide to make it permanent. Any day you guys want to split, you have the option of splitting. But for having children, you don't have that option. They are your children forever and they are your responsibility forever. Now to also, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And the fact that this woman said this thing, they are permitting, they are excusing the infidelity of men. And they will tell you that it is worse when, let me even touch up on this part of religion. They will tell you that it is worse when women are, when women lack loyalty, when women are promiscuous. But even with the same Bible that they pick these things from, it has been shown in the Bible that the promiscuity of men has been the most dangerous promiscuity that has caused, like, it has caused intense issues within society up till this day. According to the Bible, people still struggle from the promiscuity of men, starting from people like Abraham. The promiscuity of Abraham is what brought about the whole Ishmaelite abuse and whatever that they say it has now become religious crisis or things like that. Every male promiscuity, when you look at people like Solomon, his promiscuity brought about chaos. When you look at people like Jacob, his promiscuity brought about problems, right? So there is no female promiscuity in the Bible that was recorded to eventually have ripple effect on anybody, right? But somehow they make women feel like if this man cheat, is okay and it is your responsibility to clean that person up. If a man cheats on you, it takes an emotional toll on you. You don't owe that man anything. You don't owe them forgiveness. You don't owe them acceptance, or you don't owe them a solution to dealing with cheating. You don't owe that man who cheated on you anything. You don't owe your husband anything if he cheats. If you do want to leave him, it's totally okay and it's fine for you to leave him. If you had a tantrum because a man cheated on you, you had an emotional outburst, that is okay, because you come first, right? You need to heal yourself. That is something that was done to you. The person did something against you. It is not you. So don't let these people manipulate and gaslight you into believing that you did something to this man, or that you or you owe this man a responsibility of cleaning him up after he must have messed up himself. You don't owe him that. Focus on healing emotionally from what has been done to you. If you need to take space away from this man, go ahead and do you. That is totally fine. These people dehumanize you by telling you these things, right? If a woman is being cheated on, she's not in the right frame of mind mentally, emotionally, or any other way, right? She's not in the right frame of mind. So at that point, you are hurt, you are broken, you are down, and that is okay. If you have an outburst, it means you're hurt, you're just human. You don't owe this man anything. So it is not your responsibility to pray for a man who is cheating on you. It is not. At best, you're exposing yourself to a deadly disease. You're exposing yourself to women who don't know you, who can do something to harm you because they want to marry that man. You're exposing yourself. If in fact you do decide to forgive him, that is the implication of forgiving him. You're exposing yourself to these people. So you don't owe anybody anything. Dear women, understand that you are an autonomous being. You are a human being. Humanify yourself, because if it is left for men and religious preachers, they will dehumanize you till the last of dehumanization. And the annoying thing about these messages that they preach is that there is no end to it. The further you feel like the more you do, it's like there's always something more they expect of you. They keep pushing you and pushing you to no end. So men don't even know what they want generally. So a man would keep doing things and keep pushing you, and the society will join this man and push you to until you die. There is no pleasing men. There is no point. Men are not satisfied. They are like a bottomless pit. So the more you keep pouring, the more you keep pouring, even if you pour the whole of you inside there, they are going to still have space to have more. So you will end up pouring the whole of you until you pass, and then they will get another woman who will begin to pour again. They are never satisfied and they will never be satisfied. Do not listen to these religious preachers telling you to sacrifice yourself, do not care about your emotions. In fact, you hear a lot of nonsense such as marriage is not about how you feel. Marriage is a decision made based on feelings. It is a decision made based on feelings. As much as they want to tell you that, oh, men are not emotional, but they cater and tender to men's emotions. They tell you men are logical, but they expect you to do the logical work, and then they cater and tender to men's emotions. This thing they call ego is emotion. The fact that a man is cheating is something that is born out of emotion. The fact that a man cheats on you and expects you to forgive is born out of emotions. So whenever they need something to fill their emotional and physical tank, the society gather around them and make it look like their emotions matters the most and nothing else matters. All right, so if you did enjoy this video, do give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and consider subscribing if you're not yet subscribed. And if you want to hear about my think pieces here and there, because I post videos on TikTok more often than YouTube. So if you do want to know about hear my think pieces and you want to hang out with me on TikTok, go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Everything Woman with Timmy on TikTok, Everything Woman with Timmy on Facebook. And thank you so much for listening to the end. If you did listen to the end, see you guys in my next video. Bye.